Hi guys, this is Satik from Debugging.com. The LineageOS has just released a new ROM version, and with this we get a lot of new features. The biggest among which is the new UI theming engine, which we have got in this ROM after around ages. The likes of CR Droid, EOX ROM, all of them had that with QPI 1 bit, and now that is there in LineageOS as well. That's great to see. Apart from that, you also get the new QS settings panel. You could also resize them. And then apart from that, the new private space tweaks are there, and even the expanded dark theme is there as well. So let's now have a look at all of these new tweaks and let's flash them onto our phone. So first and foremost, go to this link and get the ROM for your phone. Let me show you how. Open this link from here. On the left hand side, expand Google. Then choose your ROM accordingly over here. For now, I'm using the Pixel 6a. So once that is done, let's now get started with the flashing process. So get the Android SDK from my article, extract it onto your PC. Upon doing so, you will get the following files. Let me show you from here till here. Once that is done, your next action is to enable USB debugging and OEM unlocking. OEM unlocking is required to unlock the phone, and USB debugging is required for ADB command. So let's now enable both the toggles onto our phone. For that, go to the settings menu. From there, go to about phone and tap on build number 7 times. Then go back, go to system, dev options, and from there enable USB debugging and OEM unlocking. Just here, tap on OK. You might get a prompt on your phone. So tap on allow, and with this, debugging is now enabled. Let's first verify that. For verification, type in CMD in the address bar of platform tools over here, hit the enter key, then type in the command of ADB devices and verify you're having an ID. Just give me a second. The ADB device will now run and you will get a prompt. Tap on allow, always allow. And that is it. The debugging is now enabled and we should now be able to run the ADB commands. Moving on, let's now unlock the phone. For unlocking, boot the phone to Fastboot mode and then use the Fastboot flashing unlock command. You'll get a prompt on your phone. Use the volume key to highlight unlock the bootloader and press the power key to confirm. The steps are all given here. Go through it once and then get the job done. Once you unlock the phone, let's now boot the phone to Fastboot mode. So for that, the command is of ADB reboot bootloader and hit enter. The phone should now be in the Fastboot mode in just a few seconds. So once that is complete, let's now verify the Fastboot as well, whether the connection is established or not. For the Fastboot connection, type in the command of Fastboot devices and verify you are having an ID. If you're not having any ID over here, in that case, please install the Fastboot drivers onto your PC. The Fastboot drivers links are given here. Install it onto your PC. Once that is done, do a right click on the Windows icon and choose Device Manager. Then expand the Android phone section and verify your phone is shown there. As you could see in our case, it's shown here. If that's all well and good, so let's now flash the ROM file. So first and foremost, please transfer all the files inside platform tools folder. All the ROM file as well as all the IMG files, boot, DTBO, vendor boot, vendor kernel boot. Transfer all the files. Likewise, has a number at the very end. Remove the numbers. It should just be the generic name and nothing else. No name, number from at the very end. Remove that. So once you have got the ROM file and the IMG files, let's flash them. So in case of the Pixel 6 series, the 6, 6a and 6 Pro, you will get the vendor boot, DTBO and boot. Let me show you. This is the first Pixel 6a. Get the ROM file, the boot, DTBO and vendor boot. But in case of the Pixel 7, 8 and 9 series, you need to have one more file, which is the vendor kernel boot. So apart from the ROM, boot, DTBO and vendor boot, also get the vendor kernel boot. This is there for the Pixel 7, 8 and 9 series. So please get all these files. Once that is done, let's now flash them onto our phone. So first off, let's flash the boot file. So copy the boot command, paste it in the CMD window over here, hit enter. Then we have the DTBO, copy the command, then paste the command in the CMD window once again. Then we have the vendor boot, so copy it from here, paste in the CMD window. Then finally, for the Pixel 7, 8 and 9 series, use the command, this one, to flash the vendor kernel boot file onto your phone as well. Once you flash all the files, then type in the command of Fastboot, reboot, recovery, and the phone should now be inside the LineageOS recovery in just a few seconds. Let's just wait for that to happen, and then we'll flash the ROM file without any issue whatsoever. So this process should take just around 4 to 5 more seconds, and then we will be inside the LineageOS recovery now. Once that happens, we could then flash the ROM file. So first off, go to factory reset. The touch will not work, no issue. Use the volume key to highlight factory reset. Press the power key to confirm. Again, press the power key to confirm and use the volume key to highlight format data. Press the power key to confirm once again. And the formatting is now complete. As you could see in just a few seconds, it's now done. So use the volume key to highlight the back arrow at the top left of the screen. You could see over here. Press the power key to confirm. Now go to apply update. Apply from ADB. And first off, type in ADB devices and verify you're having a sideload keyword. ADB devices and sideload keyword is there. So now let's flash the ROM file onto our phone. please make sure to rename the file to rom.zip, as you could see over here. Once you have done so, type in the command of adb sideload, and then we have the rom.zip, hit enter. The flashing will now start, take up to around 4 to 5 minutes. So let's just wait for that to complete. So guys, the flashing is now complete. To flash any other zip file, tap on yes. So let's flash GI packages. It's optional, but I'll show you how. So get the package from my article. The link should be here only. Just give me a second. Okay, simply search for the GI package on my article, and then you will get this GApps. So over here, let's get the Android 16 GI package. So there are quite a few variants of GApps, as you might be aware of. The core GApp has the least number of GApps. Then we have the basic, the Omni, the stock, and the full with all the GI packages. And likewise, you could use the light GApps, Nick apps, or mind the gaps and bit GApps. So let's use the Nick GApp for now. That's the one which I always use. So let's open this and scroll down, click on download now. From there, go to release section and then choose Android 16, then the date. Latest is this one. Choose the required GI packages. Get it from here. Once you have got it, transfer the file inside folder of platform tools and then rename it to GApps, as you could see, which I've done already. Once that is done, let's now boot our phone to the recovery mode. Flashing of GApps is optional, but I'm doing so for the sake of reference. I'll show you how this will be done. So just for that, I'm showing you. And the phone should now be inside the recovery mode once again. Once that happens, let's go to the AWS sideload mode and flash the GI packages. So let's just wait for that to complete. After this, we'll be inside the recovery. So go to apply update from ADB and we are in the sideload mode. Let's first verify it if it's fine. So ADB sideload and the file name, which is gapps.zip, hit enter. You'll get a prompt on your phone. Use the volume key to highlight yes. This is because the GI package is not from LineageOS. So you will get a prompt over here. So any file which is not a part of LineageOS will give you this warning, whether it's a Magis file or any zip file. If it's not from LineageOS, you will get this warning. So choose yes if you are trusting the source and power key to confirm. The flashing will now start and will take some time depending on the GI packages. The stock and the full package will take up a lot of time, whereas the core GI will take only minimal time because it has 4 to 5 GIs only in the backend. So I'm using a core GIs now. The flashing will be very fast. Let me just show you now. For example, the Google's Calendar Sync adapter and the GMS core, the Google Play service will also be installed. Contact Sync, the GSF service framework, and that is it. It was quite fast. Flashing is complete. Now, once again, do a factory reset at the very end. Once you flash the ROM file, please do a reset once again. It's very important. So, right before and after flashing, in both the cases, do a factory reset. Format data, factory reset, again, format data, and it's now complete. Once the formatting is done, you will now reboot to the OS, the newly flashed ROM. So use the volume key to choose the back arrow, power key to confirm and reboot system now. The first booting up will take up some time, around 30 to 40 seconds. For the first time that happens, so it's all normal. With that in mind, let's just see the boot logo or the boot animation, which should be here anytime soon, and that will mean we have flashed the ROM successfully. So they should be here after the Google logo. We should be having the LineageOS boot animation, signifying the ROM went fine. And as you could see, we have got the animation. This will take some more time, and then we'll be inside the OS with the new UI theming engine as well. So that's great to see. Let's just give it some time. And that is just it. The setup is now complete. So let's get started now. Language is English, US, fine. SIM card. Let's set up offline for now. It's fine. Restore IPN data. Okay, not required right now. Next. Pin. Skip this for now as well. Dark theme is fine. Just navigation is fine as well. And let's get started. So we are now inside the OS. The apps installed in my case are the few Google apps as well because I flashed the GI package. So then apart from that, the QS files. Okay, finally we have got the new QS files. Then you could also do a resize of them. So just choose it, do a drag it from here and they will be resized. You may hit the back arrow to save it and you could now see it saved. Then apart from that, the settings menu is over here. Let's have a look at each of these steps. So for example, you will now get separate section for each of these menus, and then you also get the new toggles and tiles as well. Toggles and sliders. For example, this is the new slider animation over here, as you could see. Then in the display section, what all it has to offer. AOD, let's enable this AOD. You get a simple basic clock. I guess that's the only clock in the LineageOS ROM, not any other clock is not there. That is something which I don't like, but still is fine. Then in the dark theme, you could see the expanded theme is over here. So this will force enable dark theme for all the apps, even if the app does not support it. For example, Amazon Fitbit. So there is that option in the dev options as well. A similar option is there in the dev option. Let me show you. It is something by the name of force enable dark theme or something like that, but that hardly works for me. Okay, it's like override, I suppose. Override force dark. You may enable this toggle, but that does not get the job done. So for me, I had to use the expanded dark theme, and the expanded one will always force enable dark mode for all the third-party apps, which is great. So apart from that, we also have the pure black dark mode, as you might be aware of, and you could see it's enabled now. Then apart from that, the colors, you may change it from here. Full screen tap to sleep, double tap to wake. Both are working as expected. No issue with that. Then the new UI is over here as well in this page. So for the clock, only one clock is there for now. You may make it more dense or lighter, as you could see. Same with the colors, more darker from here or more lighter from here. Colors, let's choose the wallpaper color only. We change the clock style over here, smaller or larger. Let's go with large only. Hit the apply button. Then you may add the shortcuts at the bottom left and right of the lock screen. In the wallpaper, we have a few wallpapers as well. Great. Then we have the home screen tweaks. The colors, you may change the themes from here. Switch to light theme or back to the dark theme. Some other colors are there as well. Let's choose any one of them, and you could see the changes are being applied. Let me choose a blue color. This looks somewhat nice to me. Apply it. Okay, we are having the pure black enabled. That is why it's not enabled. So let's first turn off the pure black, which is over here, and now you will see my theme. Yes, now it's fine. Icons, you may change the icon shapes from here. Okay, just give me a second. Icon shapes can be changed from this section. Let's use this one. You may enable themed icons as well, and they are now enabled. Let's hit the apply button. Then the layout of the icons. Let's choose 5x5. Okay, it's there already by default. Fine. Then apart from that, what all it has to offer, let's see. Settings, display is done. Then wallpaper is done as well. Let's see the system menus, buttons. Over here we have the power menu, advanced restart. Let me just see what all options we have there. Restart to the Fastboot D, Fastboot, recovery, and system. System UI is not there, but it's fine, not a major issue. Then add long swipe action. Let's say launch the camera. Well, currently it's not working. I might have to do a UI restart and then it might work. So that is one issue. Since we don't have the system UI restart, I have to do an OS restart, but that will take a lot of time. So let's keep it turned off for now. It's not a major issue, just a UI restart will fix it. So nothing fancy as such over here. Then volume panel can be changed, positioning. You take a partial screenshot using the menu. Status bar icons. Okay, quick pull down on the left hand side, and well, I guess it's now asking for a OS restart. You could see currently they're having some issues with these features. So a restart is a must, I suppose. So please give me some time. I'll do a restart and then come back. So we are now inside the OS. Let's first verify a couple of things, whether they are working or not. It was in the system section, I suppose. System is over here. So in the buttons, it was let's long swipe action. Let's say launch the camera. Well, again, it's currently, so this feature is not working as of now. Let's choose no action. Then there was one more issue which I was looking at. Status bar, system icon. Okay, quick pull down right hand side. Now I don't know why it's having that issue. It's strange, really strange. I'll have to look into this. Both the features, even after OS restart, are currently not working as expected. So let's see what is the case with this ROM. I have made a similar video a couple of hours back, and in that you could see these are working without an issue whatsoever. Both of the features are working, but now in this ROM, for now there is some issue. I don't know why that's happening. So apart from that, clock positioning, show seconds, they are now enabled. AM PM can be added. Battery cycle icon landscape is fine. I want the text as well inside the icon, and it's now shown. Brightness slider positioning top is fine. Gestures, double press power button to open camera or the wallet, but there is no other option, no other third-party apps. Okay, that's not good, but anyways, you may solve the updates from here or via the ADB sideload mode. Both will work as expected. In the dev options, you might be aware of all the dev options as well. Nothing new with that. Then apart from that, in the system, that is complete. And about phone, you will see that we have the latest Android 16 build of the LineageOS 23.2 version. So it's working well and good. Then in the home settings, notification access for the launcher should be given. It's a must for me. Allow, and that is done as well. You may hide the app from this section and then unhide it with a single tap. Will be back. As you could see, use theme icon in the app drawer. Let's see that. Yes, they are implemented, but this is one minor UI issue. You could see that at the top are not themed. I don't know why. Only the at the bottoms are themed. These are the recent apps or something like that, but they are not being themed. If I can remove this, well and good, but I don't think how that is possible. So that is a minor UI inconvenience. So guys, that's all from this video. If you have any query, let me know in the comment section, and thank you for watching the video.